Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a few more people just logging in right now, and then we will go ahead and get started. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am good. I am good. I got up, it's a little snow on the ground. I was not quite prepared for that today.
Yep, does not feel like spring. I actually made chili last night to cook all day today, which normally I have a rule to not make chili in the spring or summer. It's only fall and winter, but it's been feeling like winter lately, so I decided to make some chili.
Yeah, that's it's a little crazy. I totally blame Chris Van Bell. You know, he loves the snow. He loves, you know, being outside when it's like this. So, Chris, I just want you to know that I totally blamed you this morning when I saw that snow on the ground.
I don't know if you guys got to watch it come down. We were out for a quick second yesterday. It came down heavy over here. And I loved it.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Can everybody hear us that's on right now? There's a questions and chat section. We just want to make sure that you guys are able to hear us and see. You should be seeing just a MiRealSource logo right now and a webcam of Colleen and myself.
Chris, are you able to see that okay?
I just put the questions box up, but I see the MiRealSource. I can hear you both loud and clear. Let me move my box. Oh, I see you two beautiful ladies. I didn't turn my camera on because it's not necessary.
All right.
All right.
I know we've got a couple more people just logging in, but I think we could probably go ahead and get started. It's been a fast and busy week. I'm excited to see that a lot of people are still doing business, a lot of new listings still going into the MLS, which is great. I myself got 2 offers this week, written, of course, subject to the buyer being able to walk through the property upon the governor lifting the order. So a lot of cool things going on out there. And we should probably introduce.
I'm not seeing any questions or chats, Colleen, so I just want to make sure people can hear us. I know you can hear us, Chris, but we have about 18 people on right now. So if one of you guys that are on watching right now, if you could just use the questions chat section and just let us know you can hear us, okay, that would be wonderful. Okay, thank you, Lisa. All right, great. All right, so do you want to just get started, Colleen?
I think let's get started. Okay. I'm excited. We got a lot to cover today.
All right, so who is, do you want to introduce who's joining us today?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, if I haven't got to meet you in person, and I look forward to the days that we can do that again, my name is Colleen DeLang. I am a trainer and staff here at MiRealSource for almost 10 years now, I think. And I've been a member with MiRealSource, gosh, for 21 years now. So I've been a licensed agent myself for 22 years. And I'm excited to do another Mixing It Up. Taylor, tell us about you.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Taylor Fidowa. I've been with MiRealSource for a little over 6 years now as staff, as well as a trainer for the photo programs and social media, market stats. And now Colleen and I doing Mixing It Up since March with everything going on. We thought it would be fun to have a weekly event / class a little bit. With relevant topics or topics that get submitted to us, prizes, and just kind of discussions. So use this chat and questions box here on GoToWebinar if you're not familiar with one of the Mixing It Ups or using webinar platforms. We want you guys to engage with us and participate in discussions, ask questions. It's only 45 minutes, so we will kind of go through stuff quickly. We have deeper classes that Colleen mostly teaches. I chime in some of them about a lot of the topics that we will be covering too. And we have 2 other people on with us. Dave DeReese, our CEO.
Good morning, everybody.
you want to say anything about yourself, Dave?
I've been around for decades, so.
Not about that, just that you're
What?
excited to be on
I'm so excited. I'm excited to be on this call. This is great.
and learn about some quick tips and tricks, of course.
I want to learn something from you guys for sure.
Okay.
You
And
know,
then we
Taylor,
also
it's been,
Chris Van
it's
Bell.
yep. And I have to say this just before we go over to Chris, is it has been so fun doing a lot of these classes with Dave. I have learned so much about him, just from, him being an agent, him being a broker, him, being in this business for what's the year count, Dave? I know you say decades, but
I'm over 40 years in this industry.
so it's been really, really fun getting a lot of his insights. And I swear, sometimes I think he has a crystal ball. He can forecast what's coming next. It's been really cool getting to do these calls with him. So, all right. So, yes. So as Taylor mentioned, we also have Chris Van Bell. Chris, say hi and introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, Chris Van Bell. I am with Coldwell Banker, and I've been doing this, 10 years, and I've been working with you guys probably only 2 or 3 now, so I'm the baby in the group. But oh yeah, I'm your president of the Macomb chapter of the Grosse Pointe board too. So this is my first mixing it up, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Way cool. So, all right, well, let's get started and talk about why we're here. We got a lot of good things to cover today. As Taylor mentioned, we're going to kind of show you things at a high level, but every single thing we're going to show you, we have scheduled online webinar classes for. So we'll get into it with a lot more detail. We can answer your questions. But with that, take it away, Taylor.
All right, and just another thing to note, with this GoToWebinar platform, you'll see that there is a handout section. There's 2 handouts for you based on a couple of the topics that we're going to be covering today. So feel free to download those and reference them after the event today. So today's topics are 5 of our top tips and techniques or tricks that we just want to share with you. A couple things that save you some time, little things that maybe you've overlooked or missed, and demoing that for you and answering any questions. So I'm going to take over your screen, Colleen, if that's okay with you.
That would be terrific.
Okay. All right, so the first thing that we want to talk about, or I'm going to talk about with Colleen's participation, is data sharing. So this is obviously a quick way for you to get all of the data. We at MiRealSource are trying to shoot for getting an entire state database, and we are doing very well at getting to that point over many years of building relationships with other MLSs and boards throughout the state of Michigan. And I'm gonna explain to you the different data sharing relationships that we have and access to data that you have by being a member of MiRealSource. So the one that most people are familiar with is the Great Lakes Repository. We've been part of the Great Lakes Repository for almost 10 years now. I think it's about 8 or 9 years. So going on 10 years, where we have 13 MLSs all sharing data with each other in their home systems. And those 13 MLSs are comprised of 19 associations. So here's a list of a lot of them that are sharing directly with MiRealSource that you have data to right in Paragon. Very easy. It's in all of as well as in all of our products. So with the GLR, we had coverage of all of Southeast Michigan. And then recently, the last couple of years, we have been building even more relationships through a vendoring service that we won't have to go into too deeply, but we've also, with building those relationships, we have created more data sharing for our members. And one type is called direct data share. So that is where you will see it directly in Paragon, very similar to the GLR. You sign into Paragon, you can pull up data, everything that you'd need, and 2 of them that we've recently added is Greater Lansing Association of Realtors, which is here in the red, and Bay County, which is up here right by the bay. So those have recently been added as of end of last year, and you can see them directly in Paragon, which I'll show you that. And the way that works is it's a direct relationship between MiRealSource and those MLSs. We share our data, they share their data directly into our home system. So this just broadened our Southeast Michigan and northern, even a little further west with Lansing, for our members to easily access right in their home system. And I'm going to show you how you can do that with a couple sample addresses just to see how seamless it is. And another type of data share that we have is a single sign-on, and I'll show you that as well. We recently added Northern Great Lakes Regional MLS. This is green up here. This is going to be single sign-on through Paragon, where you can go into their system without having to log in or anything like that. You just log into your Paragon, and you can click on Northern Great Lakes Regional MLS. You can go in, you can set up your contacts, you can set up a profile for yourself in there. They also use Paragon, so it'll be very familiar if you haven't been using Northern Great Lakes yet. This is definitely one I think a lot of our members were most excited about. Wouldn't you say, Colleen?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of great feedback.
Lots of people that are interested in just seeing what's going on up there for cottages. People in the Metro Detroit area wanting to, be able to list their homes and shop around up there. So this one I think was probably the most well received, but it is a little different than what the members are mostly used to, because we're most used to just kind of being in our home system. So let me show you these differences real quick. 1 second. Open a Paragon.
So while Taylor changes, everything is really done. When you're searching, you're pulling up everything. The reason that this Northern Great Lakes is a separate click, or one extra click, is because Northern Great Lakes is the only one that does not offer compensation and cooperation. So Taylor's going to show you exactly how to go there and what you're going to see.
So what you're familiar with through the GLR as well as the direct data share is super seamless, like I mentioned. I'm going to show you a little trick that we recently released last year called the full address field. This quick search over here, you can customize and whatever fields that you think you would use the most for just quickly pulling up properties. And honestly, one of them that is the most popular that you would use and will save you a lot of time is the full addresses field. So I'm going to show you a couple of these direct data shares with specific addresses. But for example, if a client emails you 10 properties that they found online on Zillow or something, you can just copy and paste those 10 right into the full addresses field. So you don't have to type them out. You don't have to copy and paste each individual one. You can just grab all 10 of those and put commas in between each address, and it'll pull those up to 30 properties. So I'm going to pull up one from Lansing right now so you guys can see how seamless this is. And I'm going to pull up one from Bay.
And the cool thing too, Taylor, is that has a built-in wildcard at the end. So even if you don't know if it's a street, a way, a place, or an avenue, it'll still find it. And if you're not sure about the south or east or west, or if there's a directional, if you use that asterisk, that'll pull them all up too. So it's really a huge time saver.
Yeah, good thing to mention. So right here, these two properties that I have here with Willow Street, it's West Willow, and I just put ST. So it automatically does do the wildcard for you. If I didn't know it was West, it would search all Willow Streets with that address without you having to do the asterisk wildcard. So we have,
I love that. It's
one right here for Willow Street. And this is where you can see original MLS is Greater Lansing. So that's nice. Same thing would apply for Bay when you were when you do that search. Hold up. For some reason it didn't pull it up. Maybe it's no longer active since I did it. So let's just check right now. Hang on.
Yeah, I use it most. Like I said, I had a buyer who sent me like 10 addresses they found on Zillow, and I literally take the email and then pretend I'm like gonna forward it, and then just add the commas in, copy and paste all 10 into there. It just makes it so much easier.
Yep. I think I just
Just
so
type too
here
fast because you have like.
yeah. Yep. I'm not quite sure what I did, but here you can see is where we have Bay City, the municipality. So the original MLS right here, Bay County Realtor Association, all here within Paragon and any kind of search. So you can set that up for a client all the way from all Southeast Michigan and all our data sharing through the GLR. And now we recently have added Bay and Lansing. Now that is a direct data share, as I mentioned. The next one that I want to show you guys is the Northern Great Lakes data share. So the MLS up there in Northern Great Lakes is under resources, Northern Great Lakes data share. So like Colleen mentioned, we don't have it pulled up in a direct data feed like you're most familiar with because there is not an offer of cooperation and compensation. So, and all the details here when you sign in are explained as to what you would need to do, as well as who is represented in the Northern Great Lakes Realtor MLS. So Traverse City area, Central Michigan, as well as Northeastern Michigan Board of Realtors. So looks very familiar. You can set up your preferences. You can set up contacts here. You can do searches for that Traverse City area for a client. And it's Paragon. It's exactly what you're used to. It's just you are in Northern Great Lakes Regional MLS. So I want to show you guys. If you have any? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Colleen.
No, and just again, the only reason that is an extra click. Everything else is done, when you're searching on your map, you can pull in everything else. But again, that's the only one that doesn't offer that compensation and cooperation. So we didn't want you to think, that compensation and cooperation was there. So that's why we added that extra click so that you go up to resources and you go in that way so that you are aware you need to find out what that compensation and cooperation is ahead before showing those properties.
Exactly. And then this is the Northern Great Lakes Regional MLS is exclusive to MiRealSource members. So you have all Southeast Michigan through GLR, then some with Greater Lansing and Bay, as well as northern part of Michigan with Northern Great Lakes.
Hey, ladies.
Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
We just had a question pop up, and I don't want to forget it. It looks like Rick landed. He's left, but he was asking about the accepting backup offer status. Are we going to cover that at all today?
Dave, Dave, are you on the call? Do you want to address that? How they can see the accepting backup offers?
If there is such a status coming from one of the data shares, they will see it. And in the future, there'll be more statuses coming soon that they'll see. But the way we operate the data share is anything that they have, we'll have to show you. So look for more communication probably next week on that and other statuses. But just rest assured that if they have that status, it will be visible for you in Paragon through the data share.
I like how Dave put that. If you notice that, there'll be more statuses coming soon. Very, very well put, Dave.
All right.
Oh, all right.
And then our most exciting one that we are slowly announcing here is we are going to be offering data or bringing in data to within MISRIC which has 11 MLSs and covers the west side of the state of Michigan. So we are shooting for having this in Paragon in June for our members. And this is also a direct data feed. So very similar to what you're used to doing, similar to like the GLR, similar as Bay, and similar as Lansing. You just sign into Paragon, you can do a search, and you can get the west side of the state. This one is definitely a high demand as well for our members to have access to. So we're very, very excited. This one's been a long time coming. We're very, very excited to have this one and be able to slowly announce it. There'll be an official announcement here shortly with more details to come. But by us bringing on MiRealSource to our members, this is going to give you access to over 30,000 realtors of the over 32,000 that are in Michigan. There's 32,500 realtors in Michigan. With MiRealSource and Paragon, you will be able to have access to 30,000 of those realtors. So this is a huge, huge benefit. We're really, really excited about. If there's any questions about this, let us know. Is there anything that you want to chime in on, Dave? Or
Yeah,
Dave?
the MiRealSource data is in our system right now. We're doing the testing of it. It should be rolled out by so that everybody can see it by June 1st.
June 1st. All right. You heard it here. Let's hope it comes June 1st, but we are shooting for June. And you know, be aware for an official announcement going out shortly, but we are really excited. So you're going to have most of the state of Michigan here, as well as we are working on even more relationships further north and the UP. So that is our ultimate goal at MiRealSource, is to, of course, provide the best technology and education, but also as much data as possible and create a state database for our members.
We have 92% coverage of the state now, so that is really excited. As an agent, the fact that I'm going to have more information on properties coast to coast than they can get from third-party sites, I love that. So it's about time, and it's exciting to watch it unfold.
Yeah, so tip number one, you have all this data easily to share with your clients. So before I hand this off to Colleen, we are going to do a trivia question number one with a prize. So to participate in the trivia, you're just going to use the questions chat box. The first person to respond to the question correctly is going to win the prize. If you're curious what the prize is, let me pull it up. This was, oh, hang on.
All this fun and prizes too. This is very exciting.
Yeah. Yep, I must have accidentally closed out of it, but it's a Starbucks coffee basket, so I'll find that and show it in just a moment. But it's a Starbucks coffee basket. It also has Teavana tea in it, as well as some cookies and wafers and everything in there for you. So the first question I'm going to ask for this prize, for the Starbucks gift basket, is what product / tool / app does MiRealSource offer that allows you to maintain your listings, maintain or edit your listings from your mobile device? What product or app allows you to maintain and edit your listings from your mobile device?
Oh, they're coming in, guys.
Yep.
You certainly are.
I'm looking for a very specific response, but if we don't get it, then I'm going to take the first.
While they're answering, we had a really good question. If we want to go back to the lots of dots, any possibility of reminding members there are realtors, but there's still independent non-realtor brokerage out there? And if you look at the lots of dots map, you'll see a big area in the thumb that's represented by non-realtor brokerages.
Looks like Jody Miller, Taylor. Looks like Jody Miller got the answer. She was the first one to chime in, and she also got the answer, the full answer I think you're looking for.
Yes.
So yep. Congratulations, Jody.
Oh, actually, yep. Okay, so the answer would be actually HomeSnap Premium, but if Jody was the HomeSnap Pro, we were going to accept HomeSnap Pro too. So there's different tiers of HomeSnap, which you know, HomeSnap of course is the right answer, but to be able to edit and maintain your listings, that is actually a premium feature that MiRealSource worked out a couple probably 2 years ago with HomeSnap, and that allows you, and it's exclusive to MiRealSource, where you can actually go in, you can edit your status, your agent remarks, price changes, all of that right from HomeSnap, and it updates directly right into Paragon. So really nice feature there, and something that Colleen is going to cover. So I'm going to write down Jody's name. And
Good job, Jody.
What?
I said, good job, Jody.
There's also a handout on here for HomeSnap Premium that you guys can download that discusses it in detail of all the things that you can edit and where to go. Even though Colleen's going to cover this live for you, there's also that handout to keep in mind.
All right, I'm going to steal your screen, Taylor, for just a moment, and then I will kick it back to you. All right, so I want to point out we did make a couple changes before we get into HomeSnap. One of the first changes you'll see over here on the left, I want to keep showing you how much business is actually getting done. Now again, take the remote agent class, there's another great class today on creating virtual property showings and virtual open houses. Again, even if the governor lifts the order where we can, you know, start to move around a little, I don't know that every seller in the world is going to be jumping up and down saying, hey, bring a lot of people through my house. So we don't know how long this is going to last, but I do believe that we're going to see a lot more virtual open houses and a lot more virtual property showings going forward. So we have a great class on that today. Obviously, business is being conducted a little differently. As I mentioned, we're seeing a lot more offers coming in. With subject to buyer being able to walk through the home at the maybe even timed as the same time as the inspection after the governor order is lifted. So people are getting very creative on how to do these things without actually leaving their home. So that's exciting to see. But one of the changes I want to point out is over here right in our market monitor. You can actually see in the last 3 days, if I refresh these numbers, you can see 524 new listings went into the MLS. This is only in the last 3 days. One of the changes we made is pending used to show you the entire number of pending, but we've actually changed that thanks to Brian, who's also on our call. He changed that this week, so these pending numbers now reflect your days back that you're typing in here. So you can see 470 properties went pending in the last 3 days, and there were 243 price changes. So obviously what I'm trying to point out is business is still being done. Yes, it's a little more challenging. And yes, we're having to rely on people like the sellers for photos and for tours of the property, but we show you how to do that. We show you some great apps. That class is today, later this afternoon. I think Debbie was going to actually post the link in our GoToWebinar session. And if you're interested in learning how to do that, working with the seller, getting those links into place, it's a great class. We'll do it hands-on. We'll show you how to step by step so that you will be able to work completely remotely. But a couple things I want to show you quickly here. Bear with me for just a second as I share my screen. I want to show you some of the improvements that were recently made in the HomeSnap program. So I'm going to open this up. Taylor, can you see that okay? Can you see HomeSnap?
I can, yep, it looks good.
Okay, terrific. It was a little minimized on my screen, so I just want to make sure everybody could see it. So some of the enhancements that were made in HomeSnap is one, you can still go in and you can still use the mapping features. You can go in and remember you can see the disclosures, whether it's the seller's disclosure, maybe you have a lead-based paint disclosure, if there's bank addendums, you can see all of that at, right within HomeSnap. We had a great call recently where 2 agents were discussing the home. They were going through the home that the seller had provided the video for. But one of the cool things is Lisa Harris, who was the agent on this call, she actually shared her screen with the other agent, went right into HomeSnap and opened up those property disclosures. Remember that you can now do everything from the palm of your hand. So if you're going in, if you're sitting here right now and you just got an offer and you want to mark your property pending or change the price, or maybe you want to put in some public remarks, or you want to add that you're having an open house in public remarks, you can do all of that right from HomeSnap. You can do that right under Edit Your Listing. So it's gotten even easier. If you are, I was talking to an agent this week who said, oh my gosh, I just got into real estate. Geez, I got in at the worst possible time. And I don't really believe that, because I have to tell you, when we ran reports at my office, the top 12 producers in the entire company were people who started between 2007 and 2011, right when we were having the toughest times in real estate and that market crash. They became top agents because they learned under fire. So even if you're just getting started right now, this is a great time to be prospecting and honing your skills. So when the government order is lifted, you hit the ground running. And with that, if you're doing some prospecting, remember that HomeSnap just released their sell side analytics. And what that means is it's easier to get contact information for sellers than it ever has been. So I'm going to show you just a real quick video clip on what they've just released and how it works. It'll sort of give you a little step-by-step on what you need to know in using it. One of the great things about using these new sell side analytics. Whoop. Yeah, I won't show you that quick video. There we go. Only works great if you have that connection. All right, so I guess I won't show you that. I'm going to have to show it to you live. But I hooked up my phone. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to actually show it to you live. Taylor, can you see my phone screen, or do I have to reshare that?
I see.
You can. Okay.
Little Jake there.
All right. So I am going to actually show it to you. I was going to show you a quick video, but I am now going to show you in person. So again, when you're ready to edit your listings, if you go into the Me tab and you go to edit your listing, that top one, you now can make those changes that I just showed you. Keep in mind those sell side analytics. So even if a property is not currently listed, now I've got my filter set right now to show active listings. But even if a property is not currently listed, it will now show you contact information where you can actually reach out to the seller. So if I click into a property, I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm going to grab one of these. The information for that seller, so it's going to show me, of course, who has that property listed. But if that seller information is available, you will see that as well. Now, keep in mind, what Taylor mentioned is that you guys have the Pro Premium, so you have all of the Pro features. If you were to share your HomeSnap app with your client, they're not seeing any of the Pro stuff. They're only seeing the stuff that the consumers would see. So a lot of great information right in here. If I go into my particular listing, go here, view listing. Guess it's even better when I can get to show you live, right? When I go to the related people, I can see the owner's name right here. If you are doing a search on just estimated property, meaning that it's not on the market, I can search with my fingertip, find properties that haven't even hit the market, and I can start calling them or doing some prospecting. It will also show you if they are on the do not call list. So all that information is now listed right within the HomeSnap product. So if I go back into my map here, and we have a whole class just on HomeSnap. So don't worry if you're brand new to using the HomeSnap app. We have a class that will walk you through step by step. It'll show you how to find properties, how to find seller information, how to share the app with your clients. And as I mentioned, if you're farming a particular area, you can even do a draw with your fingertip, as I am right here, and I can actually search that way. So I can search properties very quickly and very easily, and I can find that seller side information too. So whole bunch of enhancements that they've made that have really made it that much easier to use. All right, with that, Taylor, I think I can turn it back over to you if that's all right.
Yep, should be good. All right.
Hey, Colleen,
Yes.
somebody just said they can't find that tab on their phone when they opened up the tab.
Which tab? The edit tab?
The question wasn't Wayne Ackett's. And it does, or Win, sorry, Win. That's all the question says is I can't find that on my phone. I open.
Okay, so Taylor, if I can share my screen one more time, I'll just go over where that is. I'm sorry to rip it back from you, Taylor, but I figure, give me one more second here. So that's a really good question. So where do you find, if you're referring, and I'm not exactly sure which part you're referring to, so I'm going to show you both. If you want to edit your listing, you're going to do that under the easiest way to do it is to go to the Me tab. The Me tab will show My Listings. Now you could type in the address too if you really wanted to, but the Me tab will just show My Listings. And then when I open up a listing, that's where I'm going to see the edit. Now, obviously, you have to be on your own listing to be able to edit it. If you were referring to just the seller contact information, that will appear on any listing, even if it's not listed. So even if it's just an estimated property where it hasn't hit the market, you can see under related people. So there's the agent, which is me, but then under related people, that will be your seller contact information. So if I click into my seller, I can see his email, I can see his address, I can see contact information about him. A lot of times their phone numbers will be there. Obviously, if they're an unlisted number, they may not be there, but you will find that right under your listing. Okay, hopefully that answered the question. Did that help a little bit, Chris?
I think so. And then we had one more. When the property is not listed, how do you bring up that information?
Sure. The biggest thing about that is if you have a property that's not listed, the key to that is one, clearing your filters and zooming in. So as you can see, your filters, my filters are set for things that are for sale right now. If I reset all of my filters and I just zoom in, and let's say I'm not looking for any of those, I'm just going to reset everything. I'm going to see all the results for all properties. If I'm in an area, I can start zooming in. You'll see those little dots. Oops. You'll see those little dots, and those are going to be estimated problem. The thing is, you got to really zoom in and zoom out in HomeSnap. That is the big key. So you want to clear your filters. It's a really good question. You want to go in, you want to reset your filters so you're not searching for just your sale homes. You're searching for everything. And then you want to zoom in, and you will see them appearing as little blue dots, and those are estimated homes. All right, I will turn it back over to you now, Taylor. I'm sorry. I know I stole a few of your moments.
Oh, no, you're fine. You are fine. All right, so we got a few more minutes to go over the last thing that I want to share with you guys, and that is some tips in Cloud CMA. Oh my gosh, something just slipped on my desk and scared me. You guys saw me jump or not. Okay, so in Cloud CMA, if I were to do just a quick search, there is an auto pop feature into Cloud CMA, so you don't have to type in all the comps that you pull up. So I just did a quick search. I grab all the comps that I wanted to pull in, simply go to Actions, and then Cloud CMA, CMA. And then once you pull in those properties, this is where you'll see all the ML numbers that I pulled in right here. You can go ahead and you can start to create the report. Just going to do a pretend address here. And fetch that listing. I can add my cover photo, which would be a nice primary photo. ideally go in here. We can see all of the comps that I've pulled, make any adjustments that I need to, set the price. And then once I go to customize, something else I want to show you guys, and you'll see under the handouts that there's a sites. This is a popular PDF that Colleen actually uses with in her CMAs. And you can customize your pages in Cloud CMA. So you'll see custom pages and you can add or edit. There's also a way for you to simply just drag and drop. So if you want to, I have the agent resume built into mine. You can go ahead, you can add your resume. You can take out stuff. If you just want it to be a little bit shorter and sweeter, you can go ahead and you can do that. And then under the custom pages is where you can go ahead and you can add a PDF. And that's the PDF that we recommend adding because this explains, a lot of times people will ask, well, hey, where is my listing going to be? Where is my property going to be? And this is a nice little kind of graphic that Colleen uses, a good idea for you guys to create something similar of your own. And then once you have customized your report, you can go ahead and it'll publish that report right there for you with all the comps that you pulled, any pages that you designed. So really quick and easy. You know, the time consuming thing is going through which comps are the ones that you want to have in your report, but actually creating a report in Cloud CMA is super fast, super easy. And we do have a full class on Cloud CMA that covers everything from this auto pop feature to tips and suggestions for like the lead generation report versus a full comp or presentation. There's also buyer tours, flyers, everything in here for in the Cloud CMA class that will be covered. And then that leaves me with the last question for our another Starbucks Teavana cookie basket. So the question is, if you know the answer, go ahead and write that in the questions and chat section. First person to get it right will get the prize. I will be emailing the winners after this class and to get your address so that we can ship that out. It's coming from Amazon, so it should be there within a couple days. But as you guys all know, Amazon is you know, only doing essential items first, so it's not technically always just the 2-day turnaround like it was prior to the shelter in place. So first question or second question is, what is the name of the MiRealSource feature where we recognize our members monthly? So what is the name of the MiRealSource feature where we recognize a monthly member? Mario Como got it right. The member spotlight. Great.
Good job.
Great job,
Taylor, can
Mario.
I address one more question that I saw pop up?
Yep.
So I'm going to share my screen one more time with you. Congratulations, Mario. So when to answer a little bit more of your question, so I saw it after the fact, and Chris may have already answered it, but I just want to go back to it. So again, when you clear your filters and you click on all homes, the blue dots that I was referring to are actually, they're kind of showing up purple. So I don't know if you got to see them, and I didn't really zoom in very big. So when I was looking back at the review, it didn't look like they were there. So I just kind of wanted to show you. So again, you're going to clear your filters. You're going to go to all homes. You're going to see different colored dots. Some will be like a orange, some will be like a blue. That's where it's going to give you the off market. You'll see it says off market. Some of them say estimated. That's where that contact information will be. In our HomeSnap, we'll show you how to use some sell-side analytics. So if you take that class, you can actually sort on how long they've lived somewhere, how much equity they have in the home. So let's say we'll use Mario since he was just our winner. He wants to do some prospecting on people who've lived in their house for 10 years, have 40% equity, or maybe he wants to just use most likely to list scores, it will actually show you who's most likely to list using those sell side analytics. You can add in things like ownership time, equity time, mortgage age, and you can actually filter. So you can actually create kind of a farm or prospecting list. I know Mario does a lot of St. Clair Shores. So if he wanted to look in St. Clair Shores for people with, 30% equity that live there 5 years, he could actually do that using the heat maps in there as well. So hopefully that answered your question a little bigger. I noticed I didn't quite blow it up big enough for you guys to see it. I could see it here on mine, but unfortunately it didn't look that way in the webinar. So hopefully that helped where those dots are. All right, that's all I got.
Congratulations, Jody and Mario. You'll be getting an email from me here, and some yummy Starbucks coffee and tea mailed to you guys. So thank you so much for participating in today's Mixing It Up. If you have any questions about what we covered, it's a short and sweet event class that we do. We do have deeper classes on, 1 to 2 hour classes on all the products that we talked about. As Colleen mentioned, the remote and paperless agent. And then today we have at 1 o'clock, we have a virtual open house and virtual showings class that Colleen and I will be teaching. So you can sign up for that. We have classes posted throughout the week, lots of different scheduled days and times. So if you are curious about any more classes, you can find them on our class schedule on our website, which let me share my screen real quick, Colleen.
And I'm not sure if Wynn is asking for the HomeSnap class. Do we know when that is? I'm trying to get into my Paragon and look it up now too.
I don't know off the top of my head, but there's the class schedule in here, and then there's also in Paragon. Can pull it up real quick. Let's see. And then there is class registration under resources. And then here's the calendar of all of the events that currently are posted right now. So every week we're adding more classes. Looks like right now there's the virtual showing open house, the roadmap class, which does cover, does go into HomeSnap if you do take the roadmap class, but next week or later.
Maybe
more classes are always being posted. So
Colleen, can you afterwards reach out to Wynn and let her know when that is? And if we don't have it scheduled, we'll get it scheduled. One thing is that we haven't been scheduling classes out too far in advance for one reason, and the reason is things have been changing so rapidly that we want to be light on our feet and can change up the content of the classes depending on what's happening. And so if Colleen, you could reach out to Wynn, that would be great. But we are recording these classes. But the other thing about that is that if you were to look at a recorded class from weeks ago, it may be out of date depending on what has happened with the governor's order or changes to the order or interpretations to the order. And I think in the next few weeks, there'll probably be some more things that will change. So we have to be changing the content of these classes constantly, which is a bit of a job.
Yeah, but keeping us on our toes. We'll put the request in that there is a demand for a HomeSnap class, and just check the schedule here under resources, class registration. It's there for you guys. We also have the recorded webinars that Dave mentioned, and then online classes that you can take too that are like online courses. But for the most part, a lot of our energy is really being focused on these live webinars and then putting the recordings up for you guys too. So if you guys have any questions that you want to save for the end of class, we can go over those. But if not, then thank you all so much for joining, Mixing It Up with MiRealSource. Please feel free to send any feedback that you have or any ideas that you would like to see in the upcoming weeks or guests that you think would be beneficial. We really appreciate any kind of feedback that we can get with weekly content. So thank you all so much.
Thanks, everybody. Stay home,
Thanks,
stay
everybody.
safe.
I'll stay on for a quick minute, Colleen, just to make sure there aren't any more questions.
Okay.
Oh, Wynn did say something about market stats. Maybe she wants a market stats class too.
I'm going to stop recording this.